touch with our core. So this is what this class is about. So let's start the class regarding heart. So what is basically the heart? The heart is nothing but the center of motive within our being. It is the inclusive quality of our real self. Heart is all inclusive. It is ever inclusive. Heart is never separatistic. It never separates people or doesn't see others as separate from ourselves. The heart is one, and all our hearts are one, and we are all connected with the cosmic heart. So this is what inclusiveness is, and we all need to be inclusive, and that is what makes ourself the real self. We need to get in touch with our real self through our heart. And as far as motives is concerned, the actual motives come from the heart, and the mind is just a tool with which we formulate and plan or implement things in our life. So the center of motive within our being is the heart. And we need to be all inclusive in order to get to our core, in order to get to our real self. And then the heart is the organ of pure sensitivity in our being. But then what is sensitivity? Sensitivity is generally perceived as something where you get hurt very easily, or you get very, affected very easily. But sensitivity is something much more than that. Sensitivity is where how you sense things. You sense your intuition, you sense the higher messages from the higher worlds, you sense your heart, you sense your feelings. So that is what sensitivity is. It is definitely the organ of pure sensitivity in our being. So being sensitive and being emotional and being touchy are three different things. So the heart is the most sensitive thing in our body, in our heart. The heart is our pure consciousness, because through which we function in our life. Because if we have a pure heart, if we have a pure consciousness filled heart, then we function very nicely in our life. The heart is the link between us and the cosmos. Our heart, the physical heart, is a relationship between, it's a bridge between the cosmic heart. So this heart links us with the cosmos and with the cosmic heart, and because of which we are all related. The heart is the center of compassion and love within us. Where does compassion and love reside? Does it reside in our mind, or does it reside in any other part of the body? No, it resides in our heart. And we have forgotten all about compassion and true love in this run of life and getting things, achieving things, and the fast track life. So we need to revive that compassion in our life. We need to revive that love in our life, through which we can make the right decisions in our life and ultimately lead a happy and a joyful life. So my dear friends, the heart is the center of compassion and love that generates a very, very happy life for all of us. The heart is the sense within us that feels joy and ecstasy when it records beauty in any form. You can see beauty in any form. And once you are beautiful and you can see the beauty in everything and everybody, and you can actually experience the virtues, and you can see the virtues. What are virtues? Virtues are joy, freedom, love, gratitude, generosity, and so many other things. These are the virtues. Once you develop these virtues, you'll be able to see these virtues in others, and therefore serve inclusively. You take everybody in the account in your service. And in inclusive service, there is selflessness. So the heart, if it's purified, it becomes selfless, and you do an inclusive service. And you develop these virtues in your heart, and you see those virtues in others and everything. And the blue flame of the heart, I will be telling you about the complete blue flame of the heart, because that's a complete different session. And I'll be covering this aspect as well once we understand the heart in its core. Okay, now I believe that this is the exercise that we all need to do. Are you ready?
Yes, Pari. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay. So this exercise, if you have any person beside you, or if you do not have a person beside you, that's also okay. You just have to, if you have a person with you, keep your hand on the opposite person's heart. Or if you do not have any person with you right now, you can keep your right hand on your own heart. And you need to close your eyes right now. Just forget about the computer, just forget about everything in the world, and just keep your right hand on your heart and close your eyes. Just follow my instructions. You just have to hear me out. Just keep your hand on your heart, or keep your right hand on the opposite person's heart, and ask that person also to keep their hand on your heart. And now start feeling that person's heartbeat. Start feeling your own heartbeat. What is the heart trying to say? How do you feel the heart? How is your heart responding? What is your heart trying to tell you? Just be with the heart. Just listen to what your heart is saying to you. Just be with your heart and close your eyes and just feel it. Feel it for the moment. Live in the present and try to feel it. What is your heart trying to tell you? Do you feel that your heart and my heart are one and the same? Do you feel that unity? Do you feel that inclusiveness? What is your heart saying right now? What is it that the heart wants you to listen? How are you getting connected with your intuition? Get to the core of your heart. And try to listen to what the heart is saying, what the other person's heart is saying. Can you feel that person's heartbeat? Can you feel my heartbeat? Do you realize that all our hearts are equal? All our hearts are one. Your heart and my heart are one and the same. Just feel the energy, just feel the love, feel the compassion, and feel the inclusiveness that the heart is bringing to you. You can feel being unified with the universe through your heart. You are one with the universe. You are one with everyone. You are one with everything because your heart is connected to everything and everybody and every living being on this planet and the universe. Feel that connection. Feel that energy. Feel that feeling. It's time to awaken our hearts. It's time to listen to our feelings. It's time to be aware. It's time to listen to our intuition. It's time to follow our heart. You can slowly open your eyes right now and just slowly, very slowly open your eyes. And if you wish to say anything at this point of time as to how you felt and how you experienced this particular exercise, you can let me know. So, my dear friends, how was it?
Hi, Pari.
Yes, Sri.
Yeah, yeah, I felt the oneness with the universe. Yeah, it was like very light. My heart was very light, and I felt the oneness with all the universe and all the beings.
Yeah, yeah. Any of our other friends would like to share their experience with us?
Hey, Pari. This is Ravi. So yeah, got the same feeling. Be kind to everyone. We are all one, and so had that alignment with universe and got this oneness feeling. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the reason behind this exercise is that we need to unify our hearts, because you know what? Every heart has experienced pain. Every heart has experienced suffering, and every heart has experienced abuse and violence and separatism and everything that you can actually ever think of. So since we all have experienced similar things, the same things, we are all one heart. Every heart has experienced everything that you can ever possibly think of. So since we are all in pain, we are all in suffering, we have all experienced pain and suffering, our hearts are connected to each other. We need to be more compassionate towards each other, because we have all, each person, each human being on this planet has suffered. Each human being on this planet has experienced pain and loneliness and abuse and every other sort of negative emotions. So in this world where everybody has experienced pain, we need to be compassionate with each other. We need to be kind to each other, and we need to include everybody in our heart. Since we have experienced pain, we need to be able to recognize the same pain in others and try to treat others in the same way that you would treat yourself if you are in pain, if your heart is in pain. So this is the purpose of this exercise, where we need to really recognize the pain in ourselves and in others. So when we have a compassionate world, everybody and everything will be healed. Compassion is healing, love is healing. Why are we resisting ourselves from being compassionate to the other person? Why are we resisting love? Why are we resisting in giving love to the other person? Why can't we love others? Why can't we be compassionate towards others? Everybody has pain. Each person has feelings. Every person has feelings. So why can't we be compassionate towards the other person? Towards our own family, for instance. So my dear friends, we need to have a compassionate and loving world in this time. This is the need of the hour. The heart is the need of the hour, because we are done with mind and working on the mind and everything. So please do this exercise time and time again, so that you do not forget about your heart. All right, friends. So moving ahead. Physiologically, psychologically, and esoterically, the heart is a central organ in man, which means that the heart is a main functioning organ in the human being, through which we get our energies and through which we function in our life. And the heart refers to a golden 12-petal lotus. And I will definitely discuss about these 12 petals of the heart in our later sessions. The term heart also refers to motives. What are motives? What are really actually motives? Motives is nothing but an intention. Why are we thinking what we are thinking? Why are we talking what we are talking? Why are we doing what we are doing? What is the main intention? The core root cause of what we are thinking, what we are saying, and what we are doing. What is actually running you? Who is driving you? What is the intention that is driving your life? You need to get to the core of your intention. You need to get to the core of your motive, so that you can understand whether your motive is being mechanical or being conscious. Is it going towards the right direction or the wrong direction? You need to understand your motives. You need to understand your intentions. Why am I doing this? Why am I thinking this? Why am I talking about this? What is my intention? What is my motive? People generally live mechanically, and they say things mechanically. They think mechanically and they do things mechanically. It's time. The time has come for us to be conscious and be completely aware of what we are thinking, what we are saying, and what we are doing in life. And as we say, the real motives originate from the heart. So if your heart is not pure, impure motives generate from your heart. If your heart is pure, then real motives originate from your heart. Because 90% of the decisions are made from the heart. Believe it or not, because just the mind is just a tool to formulate and implement and plan and work out what decisions have come from the heart. The final decisions will be made by the heart and the mind works it out. But we tend to depend only on the mind to make decisions, to calculate things, to do analysis and all that. But the right direction is given by the heart. Where to go, how to do. All these decisions are being made by the heart. So we need to purify your heart. It is the balance of the heart and the mind that will lead humanity to a golden age. Isn't that true? Because the mind has to work in the shadow of the heart. As long as the mind does not work on the shadow of the heart, it becomes impure. It needs to get the wisdom and the love and the compassion from the heart so that the mind can formulate things and take a right decision, take a right direction to how to plan things out, to how things need to be implemented. So the mind and the heart needs to balance themselves, needs to be in equilibrium and needs to cooperate with each other. The mind needs to listen to the heart because the mind is separatistic, the heart is inclusive. The mind is calculative, the heart is intuitional. So we need the combination of these both things to live a happy life. The thoughts of people will be enlightened by the flame of the heart, and the heart will guide all that the mind does, charging it with the vision of the future and with the light of all-inclusive purpose. Why is that so? Because the heart will lay the foundation, the heart will lay the way, the heart will give the direction, and the mind will give the light to where you need to go, how you need to go, how you need to implement what decisions the heart has made. And when you lead with your heart, the future will be bright and you can actually see the future. And that future will be beneficial to the whole humanity. When you lead with the heart, you can actually create a constructive future, beautiful future, not just for yourself, but for everybody whom you interact with, whom you encounter. You can actually spread light through your heart. The mind only sees the present and how they can be benefited in a separatistic way, but the heart is all inclusive. It includes everything and everybody. And it actually sees the future, a bright future. The term heart also refers to the sense which links all human beings and life forms in the world. So it's not just human beings. It's our nature, our Mother Earth, our animals, everything. We have to include everything, and that is being all inclusive. The heart is always all inclusive. And that heart, when we connect our heart to everybody and everything is a heart. The human beings have a heart, the plants have a heart, the animals have a heart. So when we connect our hearts to each and every heart, then we become all inclusive. Then we can connect to all the forms in the world. And by the way, the ancients used to say that the path to the Most High is found through the heart. because the heart is considered the most sacred abode. But, my dear friends, we are polluting our hearts with negative emotions, with negative feelings. We are polluting our temple. We are polluting the most sacred thing in our body, in our etheric body. So the time has come to purify our hearts. And through heart, we can reach the higher worlds. We can actually contact the higher worlds and take the messages and get clarity in our life. Our educational system has created mental giants, but without the heart culture. All the schools, all the colleges, and even the kindergartens, they focus more on mind and how to calculate and the mathematics and all these things that use the mind a lot. And we have all, the schools have all become a mind developing culture, but we do not have a heart culture. The children are not taught how to be compassionate, how to love others, how to be kind to others. They're not taught all these things. But I'm telling you, my friends, in the future, along with the organizations or schools or colleges which train the minds, we will also get colleges and organizations and schools which have a course or a curriculum which cultivates the heart, which develops the heart. So to balance the activities of these mental giants, we need the culture of the heart. And my dear ladies, this is good news for you if you want to take this forward. Educated and transformed women can play the greatest role in formulating the science of the culture of the heart. Because by nature, you have the more sensitive hearts. You are more inclined to intuition and you are more inclined to your hearts. Women are more intuitive than men. So that's the reason why this is a role for the women of today and tomorrow to play a role in the education of tomorrow, to spread the heart culture. The term heart also refers to that central organ in our physical nature, which is a distributor of energies throughout our system. It's not just blood pumping and blood distribution to all the bodies. It is a replica. The physical heart, just the way it pumps the blood and supplies blood to all our nerves and the entire body, in the same way, it gives energy, it pumps the energies to our emotional, mental, and intuitional planes. So our physical heart is a replica of the corresponding hearts that we have on the emotional, mental, and intuitional planes. These hearts stand behind each other like reflections. So there is a physical heart, there is an emotional heart, there's a mental heart, and there's an intuitional heart on each of these planes. So how does the heart supply energy to these emotional, mental, and intuitional planes? The emotional heart distributes compassion into our system, because compassion is a feeling, and that is how it relates to emotions, and because of which the emotional heart distributes compassion into our system. The mental heart distributes light energy. What is light energy? Light is nothing but direction, showing the direction towards how we can work out the decisions that are made by the heart. So it throws light. It throws light on the way. Just like, when we drive our vehicles and there's darkness, we switch on the lights, we switch on the headlights. So it shows us the direction. So the mental heart distributes light energy in that way. The intuitional heart distributes love energy. Love is the most important thing in our life, which we all take for granted. We should never take love for granted in any which way. And love is never selfish. Love is never obsessive or possessive. Love is all ever giving, ever inclusive. So that is why love is an aspect of the intuitional body, of the intuitional plane. Love is the highest and the most sacred feeling or energy of all. The heart is a center in any system, and it continuously receives and distributes energy in that system to enable the system to follow the lines of duties given to it by the law of evolution. What is the higher will? The heart always follows the higher or divine will. There's a higher will, there's a higher purpose for us on this physical earth and everything. So we need to find out what that higher purpose is for each of us, and then work out and take decisions accordingly to reach that higher purpose. We all have a greater purpose, but we're all drowned in this mind and this petty and small thinking and small talk and small doing, that we do not realize our potential. We have a great potential. Each and every one of us is highly potential to serve the higher purpose. And we need to do that. We need to start serving the higher purpose from now on, along with fulfilling your responsibilities towards the family. So my dear friends, surrender to the law of evolution, surrender to yourself, surrender to your heart, because heart is going to guide you in every aspect of your life, in every walk of your life. Why do we need a pure heart? Would like to know some inputs from you as to what you think the reasons behind why do we need a pure heart. Anybody there who can respond to this?
To love unconditionally.
Love unconditionally? No, why do we need a pure heart? What is the necessity of getting a pure heart? Why do we need a pure heart at all?
When we have the inner purity, we do the right things.
Right.
So yeah, so heart is like, it's like a thing which you do everything that comes instantaneous instead of calculative, so that's why we do with open-minded, and we do things how do I say? I'm just trying to put it in the words, but
it's okay. You can even take your time, no problem. I'm not in a hurry at all.
So yeah, we do things that spontaneously instead of calculating, and then okay, if I do this, I get this. So everything comes out of the heart. Yeah. So
right. Anybody else would like to share their thoughts on this? Nobody? Okay. Why do we need a pure heart? There are many reasons as to why we need a pure heart, but I've shortlisted down to the 5 reasons. The first reason is, if you do not have a pure heart, you will never have joy, light, love, and energy. When you do something against your heart, you lose your joy, love, and enthusiasm. A pure heart increases the light of your mind. Fearlessness and strength comes from the heart. If you can really understand this, you can see that if you do not get the right direction or right decisions from your life will not be joyful. You'll always be having failures in life, and there will be no energy left in the body to run your life, because all we depend on is our mind, and we lost our heart. We forgot about our hearts, and there's no enthusiasm, there's no joy, there's no inner joy, if I can say. You might be happy for a certain moment, you might be laughing and with your friends and having a nice time, but after that, what happens? Did you ever observe yourself? You're back to your real self, you're back to your normal self that you have every day. There's no joy, there's no real joy, there's no light, there's no real love, there's no true love. and you're all out of energy, you feel drained and you feel completely out of energy. You feel completely sucked up. So when you do not have a pure heart, you will not have all these things. So this is the reason why this heart needs to be purified. You need to purify your heart in order to lead a joyful, light-filled, love-filled, and energetic life. And there's enthusiasm as well. We get excited, some things we get excited. Excitement is always, it's like, it's very temporary. But enthusiasm is permanent, because that's the enthusiasm is a quality of the heart. When we lack enthusiasm, we do not have interest in our life. We do not feel like doing anything. We do not feel that urge. We do not have hope for the future. So we need to start purifying your heart, my dear friends. And it will give clarity to your mind as well. Once you purify your heart, you will be fearless and you will be having more strength than ever to challenge life, to overcome whatever life throws at you with utmost enthusiasm, utmost joy, and utmost love. Because the light comes from your mind and the direction is given by the heart. And no one can take an initiation, expand his or her consciousness, or enter another level of consciousness or beingness without a pure heart. If you really want to evolve in spiritually, or expand your consciousness, or really, get in touch with the higher worlds or higher beings, you need to purify your heart. Because without a pure heart, without having an all-inclusive, love-filled, joy-filled, freedom-filled, humility, gratitude, all these things, if you do not have all these things in your heart, you cannot expand your consciousness, and you cannot get in touch with the higher worlds. You cannot contact the higher beings. Because I'm telling you, heart is the doorway to your soul. You can enter the kingdom of God through your heart, period. The contact with the higher forces is impossible with a pure heart. The great ones, the angels, the devas will not communicate with us when our heart is not pure. I've already told you. The great ones will not get in touch with you if you do not have a pure heart. If your heart is filled with hatred, jealousy, ego, greed, vanity, and slander, and all these things, if your heart is impure, no one will get in touch with you, because you're not on the same frequency. You're not vibrating the same energies. You will have to vibrate higher energies. You will have to increase your frequency. And for doing that, you need to start purifying your heart. You need to slowly take all these away and fill your heart with love and joy and gratitude and freedom and all these virtues, not the vices. Real creativity is impossible with a pure heart, without a pure heart. I'm sorry. Real creativity means to bring some beauty, some idea, vision, or revelation from higher realms to humanity. As I already said, until you have a pure heart, you cannot go into the higher worlds, and you cannot get your vision or beauty or idea or revelation from the higher realms to humanity. Only the ones who have a pure heart are allowed to the higher realms. Mind you, my friends. So this is the reason why the heart purification is the need of this hour. And you need to be creative. Creativity can be done for, advertising or making money and all those things. But that is not creativity. The real creativity is something which brings beauty, which brings joy, which brings inclusiveness, which brings unity to all the humankind. That is real creativity. So that real creativity which brings beauty and freedom and joy and everything, you need to have that creativity. And that creativity will be brought only by a pure heart. And you cannot increase your magnetism and success in the world unless you purify your heart. Because there are 6 elements that pollute the heart. As I've already said, my dear friends, fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, slander, if I can add, treason, manipulation, all these things pollute our hearts. And when these things are filled in our hearts, the heart gets dark, the heart gets closed, and it shuts down. And what else is left? Only the mind. How far can you go with your mind? You need to ignite your hearts. You need to purify your hearts. You need to purify your hearts of all these elements, all these vices that you have in your hearts, and replace them with virtues. Real success is brought with love. Real success is brought with joy, because you will be successful when you can make others successful. I'm having 1,000 crore rupees. No, I'm not successful. You're not successful as long as your heart is dark. There's darkness in your heart. Only when you purify your heart, then only you'll be actually successful. And you'll become a magnet of love. You'll become a magnet of joy. You will become a magnet of enthusiasm. And people spend lives to try and purify their heart of these elements. Believe it or not, my dear friends, it takes lives and lives just to purify your heart of these elements. To take fear, to take ego, to take anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, and slander, each one by one, it takes lives. So if you do have all these elements that pollute your heart in any which way, my dear friends, I'm urging you, I'm requesting you, I'm pleading you to work on all these elements and try to replace them with love, joy, purity, and enthusiasm. This is my sincere request, because the time has come to really, really, really purify your heart. And that is what will give you evolution. That is what will give you development. That is what will give you actual growth. And if you really want to grow, if you really want to evolve, if you really want to break free of all these inhibitions and the prisons of your negative emotions, everything, I am urging you to please, please, please start on your journey of purifying your heart. Another question for you, if anybody wants to share their answers, how to purify your heart? So my dear friends, anybody out there who wants to answer this question?
I think through meditation.
Okay. Yeah, but how do you purify your heart? You do meditation. What do you do in meditation?
In meditation, we'll be connecting with our true self. The more and more we go into our true self, the energy, the cosmic energy will automatically starts to cleanse and purify our hearts, our mind.
I beg to differ, my dear friend. Nothing happens automatically. You need to actually work on your heart. You need to actually work on your emotions. You need to actually work on your mind. You need to actually work on yourself. So unless and until we actually focus our energies and channel our energies and work, really strive to purify your heart, purify our hearts, then only we can actually achieve our purpose. We do meditation, but nothing is automatic. We do meditation, but we need to focus, we need to channel our energies, we need to have a goal, a vision as to how we need to go about this. We need to pour energy to purify our hearts, to really labor. Meditation will help you in getting the cosmic energy towards your heart, but what you are actually doing with that cosmic energy? Are you able to dissolve your ego? Are you able to dissolve your greed? Are you able to dissolve your vanity? Are you able to dissolve your jealousy? Are you able to dissolve your all the other vices that you have? How are you dissolving these attributes? How are you dissolving these vices? Is what the most important aspect is. You meditate, but after that, when you come back to your normal life, do you have ego? Do you have anger? Do you have vanity? Do you have slander? Do you have treason? Do you have manipulation? Do you have jealousy? Do you have hatred? Observe yourself, find yourself, and hold on to yourself, and just try to observe yourself objectively and see how these impurities, how these pollutions are actually affecting your heart, and how these emotions or these vices are filling your heart with darkness. So we need to strive, we need to do some labor, we need to focus our energies, we need to channel our energies so that we can dissolve all these vices and fill our hearts with what it needs to be filled with. So how do we purify your hearts? There are 10 methods you can use to purify your heart, my friends. Are you ready? Overcome selfishness. How do you overcome selfishness? Shall we make this particular topic interactive? Because I really need your inputs on this. My dear friends, how do you overcome selfishness? Hello, anybody there?
Hi friends, if anyone would like to share, please be interactive.
Yeah, because I really need to understand how you're taking the subject, because unless and until we are interactive, I'll not be able to understand how you're taking the subject. If you have any things on your mind that you would like to share at this moment.
So overcome selfishness means not just having myself, just share it to others as well. So that would allow heart to feel a bit brighter. That would relieve. That's will lead to one of purification.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, overcoming selfishness is, we should not live just for ourselves. We should live, sometimes we should live for others, and let's not manipulate others for our selfish interests. Let's not cheat others for our selfish interests. Let's not harm others. Let's not harm others for our selfish interests. We can be selfish. We can be selfish in the sense of bringing joy in our hearts and bringing freedom in our hearts. But in this meantime, we should not harm others. We should not manipulate others, and we should not cheat others. So that is where we need to overcome selfishness. Selfishness is a world epidemic today, and with such a widespread epidemic, we cannot really expect better world conditions than we have already right now. The people who have pure hearts can only be elected by those who have pure hearts. So, my dear friends, we need to overcome selfishness, because we are not just here for ourselves. We need to purify your heart. We need to purify our hearts, but also help others in uplifting others, in being kind to others, in being generous to others, and trying to purify their hearts as well, and becoming all inclusive and becoming the source of light and joy and freedom to others. You need to become light. For becoming light, you need to start purifying your hearts. Because my dear friends, we all have a very, very, very higher purpose, and we need to get ready for that. And once you purify your heart, nothing can stop you from achieving success, or getting to the higher worlds and visiting the higher places, and getting in touch with the higher people, the devas, the angels. Nobody and nothing can stop you. And the second thing is cleaning your vanities. So my dear friends, can anybody answer me what do you mean by vanity?
Like expressing pride, showcasing ourselves more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else would like to share their opinions on this? What do you mean by vanity?
Are those gunas?
I'm sorry?
Vanity means gunas. Guna,
And like tamogun and rajogun?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Those are, yeah, we can say.
No, I don't think it's one of the gunas, but vanity is something, for example, I believe that I'm an elephant, but in reality, I'm an ant. When you showcase yourself as higher than what you are or lower than what you are, that is called vanity. You need to show yourself exactly as what you are, who you are, and where you are. You need to really understand at what level you are. If you do not have an understanding or clarity about what level you are, you have vanity. You don't know what you are. You don't know where you are. You don't know which level or you are. You don't know which soul you are. You don't know on the ladder of evolution where exactly you stand. So when you do not know where you stand, vanity creeps in. And vanity creeps in because of others post-hypnotic suggestions, others flattery, or others insults, or others ego. Vanity creeps in because of others. When vanity creeps in because you do not know where you stand in life, where you stand on the ladder of evolution. Either you think great of yourself or you think very low of yourself. Both are wrong. You need to know where exactly you stand, and what you need to let go, what you need to increase in your life in order to have a successful life. So vanities distort the pure images you have in your heart. You must find exactly what you are, and not more or not less than what you are, so that you can maintain balance, you can maintain sanity, and you can maintain equilibrium in your life. And the pure heart brings equilibrium in your life. So my dear friends, please clean your vanities, because that is very dangerous to the heart. You need to know where you stand exactly. And meditation is the tool which helps you in finding out about this factor. And the third one is checking your motives. As I've already discussed with you about motives, because you cannot clean your heart until you find the motives behind your actions, feelings, thoughts, and speech. Your motives will reveal to you what is really going on in your heart. And once you purify your heart, you will have cosmic energy with which we can communicate with the cosmos through our heart. And without a pure heart, we become a polluting factor in the world. So my dear friends, check your motives. Why are you thinking what you're thinking? Why are you saying what you're saying? Why are you doing what you're doing? Always be on the watch out. Always be like a watchdog of your motives. because your motives are running you. Your intentions are running you. Thoughts, speech, and actions are nothing but a puppet of your motives, nothing but a puppet of your intentions. So check your intentions, check your motives, and see if they are right, if they are leading you into the right direction. Hold them and sit with them, study them, and if possible, change them. Purify your motives, purify your intentions. So, my dear friends, checking your motives is the third way to purify your heart. Develop the spirit of worship, aspiration, devotion, admiration, and a life dedicated to higher ideals. Because aspiration means to find some beauty and try to be that beauty. You need to be able to admire things, admire people, admire life, admire every aspect in your life, everything that the world has. And you need to dedicate yourself to higher ideals, my friends. Because once you purify your heart, you will be in touch with the higher worlds, and you will know what your higher ideal is, what your higher purpose is, what your higher vision is, and you will lead a life so that you can fulfill that same thing. So, my dear friends, you need to develop aspiration. You need to have a feeling of devotion. You need to have a feeling of admiration towards everything. You need to be devoted to your higher ideal. What do you mean by worship? Worship is not, doing pujas and doing idol worship or nothing. Because worship is dedication. Worship is devotion. That devotion towards higher ideals. You need to work, you need to strive, you need to do labor, you need to think accordingly, you need to speak accordingly, you need to act accordingly. That is called worship. And the fifth one, my dear friends, is to renounce your ego. As easy as I can say this, it's very difficult to renounce your ego because we have been, pouring water, pouring energy, and giving all the kind of manure to our ego, so that it can boost our images. Ego is very, very, very dangerous and really pollutes our heart. So it's time to renounce our ego and clear our hearts from ego. Ego is very, very, very dangerous, my friends. We need to have self-respect, but get rid of ego. You can say I, but ego says I only. You can have I, but you do not have the I only. That everything exists for me. Everything, everything should serve me. Everything should serve my purpose. I can manipulate anybody, and I can lead a peaceful life. So that ego we should get rid of that ego. Have self-respect, but get rid of your ego. It's difficult, but yet it is easy. That's a paradox of your life. And the sixth one is to not obsess or possess people. And in a similar way, to not try to control the lives of others. You can speak about the teaching to others, but then you should leave them free to do anything they want to do, to live their own lives and learn from their own experiences. Never, ever, ever try to impose anything on others, because there is a concept called free will. You had the free will to attend this conference. Nobody forced you. So your heart will lead you to certain things, and everybody has a heart, and everybody's heart will lead to certain things at a certain point of time. So we need to be tolerant. We need to be patient, to give others freedom, to give others that free will to do or to choose what they have chosen for themselves. So my dear friends, do not try to obsess other people. Do not try to be possessive of others. Just leave them to live their own life. Do not interfere in their personal lives, whatever it may be, whoever it may be. You have all the freedom to guide them, but not to impose your viewpoints, impose your perceptions, or impose your ideas on others. We are not supposed to interfere or possess or obsess or control others' lives at any point of time. Because you would not like anybody interfere in your life. You would not like anybody to control your life. You would not like to be possessed by others. So my dear friends, if you're doing any of these things, I'm urging you to please stop doing it gradually, because you've been getting used to it. And the next thing is, do not speak evil. And the correlating factor is to try to see beauty in everyone, everything. When you try to see beauty in everyone and everything, you stop speaking evil. You stop seeing evil. You stop doing evil. Because you're all filled with beauty. You're filled with love. You're filled with joy. Just like we have our physical actions, we have our mental actions, and we have our verbal actions. We can be terribly violent with our mental actions. We can be terribly violent with our verbal actions. It's not necessary that only when you do physical actions, you're violent. No. Mental actions count as violence and count as karma. Verbal actions count as violence and count as karma. So my dear friends, watch for your thoughts, watch for your words, and watch for your actions. In your mind, if you start abusing somebody or killing somebody just because you hate someone, that is karma, that is action. You're doing mental actions. And when you do this, you do not have any beauty in you. Replace hatred with beauty, replace hatred with joy, replace hatred with love. So do not speak evil, do not think evil, do not act evil. And try to see beauty in everyone and everything. Try to see the positivity. Stop seeing the negativity in others. Because each and every person has both things, positivity and negativity. Even in you, even in me, I have negativity, you have negativity, you have positivity, I have positivity. So we need to stop seeing the negative in others through our negative eyes. Because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And the last one, my dear friends, is to obey your heart. This is the most important step of all. Always try to obey your heart, because God speaks through your heart. Heart is a messenger of God. And through your heart, you will get messages as intuition. And you need to listen to that intuition. You need to be able to first listen to it. Stop your mind chatter. Stop listening to your mind and start listening to your heart. What is it that your heart is saying? Where does my heart want to go? How does the heart want to lead my life? You need to ask these questions. In meditation, you have to keep this seed thought in your meditation and ask your heart, what is it that you want to share? What is it that you want to tell me? Please share with me. I want to be with you. I want to purify you. I want to take out all the vices that are in you, that are filled in you. So my dear friends, these are the 10 methods that you can use to purify your heart. Because to a pure heart, all hearts are pure. You know why? Because you see others in the purity of your heart. And that's what Mahatma Gandhi ji says. And it's very true, very, very true. Because my dear friends, unconditional love is the answer. Now, I would like you to meditate for 10 minutes by feeling unconditional love in your heart. Visualize a beautiful light coming from above, filling your heart with unconditional love. my dear friends, please sit in meditation and close your eyes and just visualize, not imagine, visualize a beautiful light, a white light coming from the above and filling your heart with that light. That light is nothing but unconditional love. My dear friends, I'm giving you 10 minutes to do this.
Okay, friends. You can place both your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and slowly open your eyes. Yes, friends. Anybody have any questions? Or do you want to share anything? Could you please share?
Hello, friends. Do you have any questions on today's session that we had? And you can not just have questions, but anything that you would like to share with others about your experience and how you felt about this session.
Very interesting session, ma'am. It's really much more required in this today's world, where everyone is busy and everyone is after building the career in the physical life. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you for your wonderful wisdom sharing today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much. And I'll be actually conducting these heart sessions time and time again, because this is something that is really important to be covered. And if possible, if you are willing to learn more about heart, then we'll have more sessions on this. Because I'll have so much to share with you, so much to share with you guys about heart and how it works and how to purify your heart and how to inculcate virtues and really how to do this. Everybody knows what to do, but we need to know how to do this. So let's do this time and again, so that we can all get together and learn more about heart and how to purify our hearts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for your future sessions, ma'am.
Yes.
And also would like to get the information about your workshops. Yeah.
Yes, me too, dear. I'm as enthusiastic as you are right now to share everything that I know, and we are all co-learning from each other. I'm learning from you, and you're learning from me. So it's all inclusive. So yeah, that's about it. And anything else that anybody else wants to share?
Thank you, Master. I mean, for taking time, and it was a very wonderful introduction to. I mean, I never heard about heart from this perspective. I learned a lot from this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sorry, who just spoken?
Hi, Rashekar. It's Santosh here.
Santosh, okay, thank you. Hello, madam. This is Rajshekar. Yeah, I used to attend Srinivas Reddy sir's sessions and Chaitanya Puri. It was very good to have your first session to me. It is amazing. All the heart-related great topics you covered. Introspection to these points is very much important. So this helped a lot to me when I was working out on these points. So thanks for today's session. I really loved it, and wish to see more sessions from you again.
Definitely. Yeah, so we will definitely cover more about heart and how it works. And we really got to do this, my dear friends. We really got to do this, because the sooner we start working out with this, the better it will be, the better future we'll have, the better future this earth will have, because we will generate more people who are filled with purity, with love, with joy and freedom. So we should be the seeds. We are literally getting trained to how to purify our hearts, so that we become seeds for others to grow on us as branches and spread love and light.
Yes, indeed. So I request everybody to have a word. How this helps in these sessions is, it can express ourselves, like whether we understood or not. Feel free to, just our friendly session. Just mention whether we understood any points or anything you liked, so that it gives an opportunity for you to express and open the chat. So kindly utilize this questionnaire. I request everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, you can either use the voice messages, or you can use a chat, whichever you're comfortable with, so that I really understand as to what got into you and what I need to work on. So that's the reason why I'm asking you.
Thank you so much, Pari.
Yeah.
Because everyone should start operating from their heart.
Yeah.
Because without heart, only when we operate from our mind, we'll go on, and we'll get stuck up. Like we'll feel jealous of something. If anyone starts to grow, we feel to start jealous, or sometimes we feel so stressed. When you operate from our heart, it really brings that humility in our heart. We'll self-respect ourselves, and we know how to balance and control our mind and emotions. Really, this session helped me a lot, Pari. Thank you so much. This is a real service you're doing, like connecting each and everyone's heart, because everyone, as you said, like we all have one heart, one cosmic heart. So when we feel to share joy, righteousness, happiness, everything with our heart, right? So it's very good session, Pari. Yes, we have to operate from our heart space, and everything will be added on to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving your time as well on this particular aspect. And I hope that we all journey we all take this journey ahead, and we all go together in order to purify our own hearts. So let's take each other, let's uplift each other, and let's just include everyone and everything in this journey, and let's just go ahead in life and have a beautiful, joyful life ahead. Thank you so much, everybody.
One more. Sorry, madam.
Yes.
One more question. A lot of participants are chatting. I'll read it out. Is the intuition related to mind or the heart? There is.
What institution?
Intuition. I think.
Intuition.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
intuition. Yeah, intuition is related to heart. Most definitely, 100%. It is related to heart, because intuition is the messages that come from God, which connects to our soul, which connects to our heart, and which connects to us completely. So intuition is something that it's the messages that come from the soul through our heart. What is intuition? Intuition is basically something like, for example, when when our loved ones, or when the ones that we love suffer, or maybe for example, when my grandmother died, just before the day that my grandmother died, I was crying my hell. I was just literally crying, and my tears were just flowing through me. And why is it that? Why did I feel that? Why did I feel that sadness or anything? Just because it's intuition. When we know that our loved ones are suffering, or when we know that my grandmother had died, or anything that happens to us, when we see something, and we just kind of clicks that, what, I have seen this situation somewhere else. I know this. How? What is that? What is that? Is it that's telling you that you know this, or you're feeling this, or something that is true, or you just instantaneously you call that sixth sense, but that is actually the intuition that works. So that intuition is coming from your heart. You suddenly, you choose somebody to be your life partner because your intuition is telling you. You choose some path because your intuition is telling you. But sometimes we confuse intuition with mind. So that is where we need to figure out the difference by sitting in meditation and connecting to our hearts. And intuition is the message from our soul, which is given through our heart.
And
Oh,
one more participant shared like Gunter Crazy. He shared, thank
Yeah,
you so much for today's session. I will try listening to my heart more intently and presently. Most
yeah,
grateful for sharing your time and energy. Thank you,
yeah,
Gunter Crazy. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm also grateful to you to be able to share this with you, because my heart has given me this intuition to share with everybody. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you, to be able to get my message through to you, through to your heart, because I'm grateful that I could connect to your heart and I could connect to each and every heart of you. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
thank you, Master Parinita ji. This is Raghavendra. Thank you. It is wonderful session.
Yeah.
It's really like a heart opening. The session is very nice. And to all others, I would like to add a few points about Parinita ji. She is a daughter of our Grandmaster Brahmashi Patriji, Subhash Patriji. Subhash Patriji, who is the founder of PSSM, Pyramid Spiritual Movement, and the Master Subhash Patriji, who is enlightening the millions, billions of people across the world in a spiritual path, and Parinita is the eldest daughter of Subhash Patriji, and we are so happy you are taking a class and such a humble person. And thanks a lot, and we look forward for many more sessions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much for the introduction, though. Yeah, so yeah, the Brahmashi Patriji is my father, and I have learned meditation from my father since I was a kid. I was the first child student of his, and I learned meditation from him. He just used to, tell me to go and sit in a corner, just close your eyes and fold your hands. So that's what he used to do. And since then, I have started doing meditation, and I'm still doing it, and I've always be doing it. So this is what my journey has been, and it's been a wonderful journey in my life. And this subject, this particular heart subject, is where I got connected, and I do hope that this particular subject will help each and every one in leading a happy and joyful life. Thank you so much, everyone.